Well, let me be your coach for 15 minutes. It's really good to be here. Good evening. And it shows absolute commitment that you all show up on a rainy night to hear some business techniques and tools. Okay, performance coaching. Let's just do a little bit of a check-in with your business. Raise of hands, who is making truckloads of money and really thrilled with how much they're earning? I'll just ask it again because it looked like no one heard me. Who's making truckloads of money and making all the money they wish to? Okay. Who's having incredible balance in what they're doing in terms of their personal life and their business life? Okay, we've got a few hands with that, so that's extremely good. Who is having absolutely no problems whatsoever in terms of managing teams? That's not bad either. Who is absolutely excited, thrilled, and enjoys absolutely coming to work every single day? Okay, that's really good. Okay, you're all entrepreneurs, so there's a given there. When you're an entrepreneur, you absolutely want to perform and you want to do something quite unique. Entrepreneurs are just made that way. So I always say to people, performance coaching, what the hell is it? Okay, if I had to sum it up in 2 words, it is goal achievement. I have never yet worked with a performer who didn't at the very outset make you can see it? Yeah, didn't make a decision to, it's everywhere, it's technology. So I'm quite serious. Every single person I've ever worked with, every single organisation I've ever been in, they had this absolute intention and decision to be fantastic. So it's like, if I'm going to perform, I need to actually make a decision to perform. Would you agree with that? Okay, now that seems really simple, doesn't it? Because I say to people, you get into business to make money, right? Well, did we? Yeah. How many people are making the money they want? See, that's what happens. I speak all over Australia and it's absolutely amazing. Every single group I speak to has exactly the same response. We're entrepreneurs, we're business people, and we're actually quite clever at what we do. And yet the vast majority of us, we've made the decision to do well, but it's still somewhat disappointing. Now, why do you think that is? Well, performance coaching, that's why I get called in, because one of the things that happens, I can make a decision to be absolutely brilliant, but what happens in the course of dealing with life, dealing with the challenges of clients, dealing with the challenges of marketing, dealing with the, well, I could list a whole lot of challenges, I haven't got time. What happens in terms of how oh, there we go. The way I think gets in the way. You've heard the saying many, many times, you're either a glass half full type person or a glass half empty. Who's heard that? We've heard it a million times. But what that actually means is we need an adjustment of our attitude. And that's another jargon word in business we use a lot in terms of attitude. And I say to people, what does attitude mean? If you're calling me in to improve performance, it means we have to do something with attitude. And they go, well, yeah, that makes sense. But what attitude is, it's made up of 3 things. It's made up, I think certain things, I feel certain things, and if I think a certain way and I feel a certain way, then I'm going to act brilliant a certain way. So here's the deal. If I'm thinking life sucks, and if I'm thinking my staff are the biggest bunch of blockheads I've ever worked with, and if I think my brand is hideous, and if I think the market is going down the toilet, and if I'm feeling sick in the stomach and feeling like I'm out of control and no one approves of me and I'm not safe, what do you think my actions are going to look like? They're going to be great? No. So when we talk about performance coaching, the difference it can make, it's seriously as simple as change the thinking, change the feeling, then it will change my actions. And what do you think will happen if my actions change? I will get a different result, outcome, whatever your word is. Really quite simple. Now, That sounds easy, doesn't it? Okay, so that's performance coaching. Make a good decision and think better. No. What has to happen in terms of the whole process when we're talking about goal achievement, and let me point out, when we talk about performance coaching and goal achievement with individuals and organisations, I can talk to 100 people. 100 people in 100 organisations. What do you think the percentage is of people that will make the shift with performance immediately? Less. It's 3%. So I always say to people, I'm coaching for the 3% to get them to the 1%. But I tell you what, when you get to the 1%, it's wow, and the bottom line looks pretty damn good. And you know what I love about it? We don't have to reinvent ourselves. We don't have to do incredibly things to be different people or different organisations. What we seriously have to do, and I'm going to get it right this time, is we have to learn how to be disciplined. Now there's another easy word. Pardon? Yeah. So it's seriously about discipline. In fact, today I've worked with 9 separate clients and I've just got I'm almost spitting the words out. The thing is, seriously, make a better decision, get disciplined about it, and then you'll deliver the goods. That's my work done. Seriously, if I've made a decision to win, if I've made a decision to be profitable, then what I have to do is think what that looks like for me, have a feeling about what that is so I can actually get emotionally connected to it, and then so if I've made the decision and I'm thinking and I know what my purpose is, get disciplined around it. And I always say to people, the discipline is about commitment. Unless I start to get engaged in what I'm really committed to and what my purpose is in business, it's not going to happen for me. But I'm only here today to talk to you about performance coaching. Performance coaching is seriously about every single business owner, every single entrepreneur getting serious about their discipline. And what your discipline is different to the person sitting next to you. Discipline is the decision making that I am actually going to think and feel differently, act differently, and then get a bigger result. And what discipline looks like is I start to get really emotionally clever. I start to get really smart. So I'm no longer one of those worrywarts. I'm no longer one of those angry people. I'm no longer one of those people that shames and blames and thinks the whole world is responsible for my ordinary result. So let me do a check-in again. So if I've made the decision to win, and I'm thinking what that winning looks like, and I'm very clear about what my purpose is in business, and I've decided what it looks like for me and my team and my organisation and my business to be disciplined, then what starts to happen in my overall makeup is that I become a very emotionally intelligent person. Raise your hand if you're one of those people. Raise your hand if you're scared to tell people whether you are or not. The reality is, I always say to people, emotionally intelligent people, you notice them in the organisation. They are the ones that can influence and persuade just by walking in the room. They are the sales professionals that can close deals at the drop of a hat. The emotionally intelligent people, they are the leaders. They are the shakers. They are the ones that problem solve. They are the ones that never whine. Hand up if you've known a whinger or two in the organisation. Don't they make you feel fantastic? Not. So when we talk about emotionally intelligent people, that's a very big part of the coaching process. Because here's 3 things that are missing when you're not emotionally smart in business. Would somebody like to have a guess what they are? No one wants to have a guess. I'll be brave. What do you think the 3 things are missing if you're emotionally dumb? Well, that's a given. Empathy, focus. These are all far smarter than mine. Keep coming. A few more. Energy. And communication. All of you are right. I've generalised it into 3 things that are missing in terms of the way I think, in terms of how I feel about what it is I'm doing. The 3 things that affect the way I think and the way I feel about what I'm doing are: I don't feel any confidence or approval about what I'm doing. I don't feel safe and nurtured in the environment I'm in and what I'm actually doing. And I feel completely out of control. So when we talk about initiating performance coaching and taking people on a journey to perform at a very high level, we have to get them emotionally smart. So if they're going to become emotionally smart, then they're going to be in control. They're going to feel very safe about what they're doing, and they're going to feel total approval in what it is they do, what it is they say, and how it is they perform. When you have a human being that shifts from I'm not confident, I'm out of control, to suddenly being confident and in control, what do you think the result starts to look like? It's quite magical, actually. And here's the thing, it's your birthright to be the best you can possibly be. That's the absolute truth of it. If you've had the guts to start a business, if you've had the guts to put everything on the line for your family and for yourself, you deserve to make it work and have everything you want. I say my performance coaching is whatever you want, you get it. And if you don't know what it is you want, we'll soon make sure you get it. So here's the thing. Well, we'll soon make sure you find out what it is. So I want you to tell the truth right now. Human check-in about what you're doing personally that's getting in the way and that's really messing up your result. Oh, there's one. Procrastinating's another one. Another one. All of those human check-in responses are, I'm out of control, I'm not safe, and I'm not approved of. Okay? One of the things that can happen too, if you don't know what you want, let me self-correct here, if you don't know what you want, we'll soon give you clarity about what you want, okay? Seriously, because unless you do know what you want, nothing's going to change. So if you have no clue why you're in business, it's not going to work for you. I don't need to do the business check-in because we've spoken enough. Okay, so here's my last words for you. You're in business, you're an entrepreneur, you have courage. Are you getting the result you want? That's a yes or no. What will absolutely categorically, and I promise you this, I absolutely promise you this right now, if you decide today, make a very powerful decision to do something really big, really different, your thinking will automatically change, your feeling about it will automatically change, so therefore your actions will be different by tomorrow. And when your actions are different, so will your result be. Anyway, absolute pleasure.